What is up, guys? Welcome back to Cozy Talks. I'm Joe,
I'm the highest.
and this week we're going to be doing a recap on UFC Noche, go over all our picks, go over how the fights went, and yeah, just talk about any bets we had, if we had any, if they cashed, if they didn't. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, we got Rodrigo Senzanato versus Daniil Donchenko. This was the Ultimate Fighter welterweight final. My pick in this one was Donchenko. He got it done inside the first. It
Rodrigo.
was pretty one sided. I mean,
Yeah.
Donchenko looks like a monster. I mean, he did train at Tiger Muay Thai, like I said, and he definitely put on a showcase of his Muay Thai skills. He dropped a lot of elbows, cut Senzanato up early, got him out of there early. And he's already ready to turn around and fight again. He had a call out, I think, in his last fight. He's just ready to get on the go, and that's what you like to see out of these young prospects. Um, so yeah, that's a good win. Good win. Congrats to
One thing
him.
one thing I like too was at the end of the fight, he was like, "Don't give me any win money, just sign my friend here."
Yeah, that was awesome. I liked how I did that. His friend started crying. Uh, so I saw a post about his friend on the internet, and he's actually a pretty good. He was like 10-1 or some shit like that. Like he's got a good record. So
For sure.
I'll have to watch some film on him because that'd be cool to see a guy get signed out of the camp off of a call out like that. Next fight, we got Montserrat Rendon versus Alice Pereira. It was Alice Pereira's debut. She came off of the regional scene, and
Also the youngest fighter
yeah, she's
on the roster.
19 years old, and it kind of went how I expected.
Yeah.
My pick in this was Rendon, and it was because of the age and the maturity. That's kind of why I took that pick. Alice Pereira has a lot to learn in the game. She has 7 fights at the age of 19. That's already quite a bit of fights. Um, Rendon, she has 8 fights, but she's 36, and it was kind of her just chasing around Pereira most of that fight. Every time I looked over at the screen, mind you, I didn't watch very much of this fight because I kind of just wasn't really feeling a low level women's MMA fight. Every time I looked over, it was Pereira circling around the cage, just outside the black line, just
Yeah.
just getting away from Rendon, and I think Rendon won all the exchanges that was put out, and that was kind of just it.
I
Wasn't
think I think Pereira's I think she's gonna be a problem though.
Yeah, you think
I think she'll be a problem
you think they keep
coming
her, or you think they put her back down on the scene and then just let her develop a little more?
in. I'm not sure what they do with her. I'm not sure what her contract's looking like if she has like, multiple fights on it or whatever. But one thing's for sure though is that she's young
She's
and
tall. She's big.
she's young. Yeah, she's real big. She's real big.
Yeah.
But I think once she learns how to like utilize that and can really be more comfortable with her striking, I think she could be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
But like we said, she's young. She's 19, youngest fighter on the roster, so she still has time.
Yeah. 100%. Uh.
But exactly what I thought would happen is Rendon overcoming
Yeah.
in the later rounds. But I had Pereira winning.
Yeah.
I hopped on that hype train.
Yeah. I mean, she's fun. I think she'll be back. Who knows when, but when she is, I think she'll be ready. Next fight of the night, we have Alessandro Costa versus Alden Correa. Alden Correa coming out of the Fury FC scene, just making his debut here. He trains with Joshua Van and his camp. Uh, and yeah, my pick here was Correa. I kind of sniped the underdog here.
Yeah, I was rolling with Costa when we had made the video, but I'm not gonna lie, at that time I did not know Correa was training with Joshua Van.
Yeah.
And then when I did find out that Correa was training with Joshua Van, I put my money on Correa.
Yeah.
And then, one thing I had said when we were watching the fights was when Correa came out, he just he has that frame and that style of fighting
It's a nice striking
where
frame.
yeah, you could just
Long.
tell that he's a dog,
Yeah.
and he most definitely displayed that in his debut
Yeah.
against Alessandro Costa.
Yeah. Fought a very clean fight. Um, yeah, had a lot of good exchanges on the feet. Um, let's open it up. I don't think it hit the ground very much. Yeah, it was hit the ground a few times. Korea had most of the control time. Also had like fucking quadruple, if not five times, his total striking. I mean, he was just the better fighter overall. Costa is a good fighter. Costa, you know, his losses were against good comp. Korea, he's an interesting fighter. You know, this fight definitely puts him on Dana White's radar, and you know, he's gonna be a fun fighter for the flyweight division, especially when he's, you know, if he's staying in camp with Joshua Van and shit. You know, this is the guy they're gonna try and expedite. Um, On to the next fight. I mean, we don't really even need to go over it. It was a kick in the nuts. Cedricus took the easy way out, so we'll just skip over it because I don't really care to talk about it. I will just say it's probably it for Cedricus Dumas as far as his contract goes. Uh, I mean, every time you're out, even inside and outside the octagon, you're having problems. So yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of people being like, "No, give Dumas another chance.
I,
Give him another chance. Put him on 320."
I mean, maybe they redo this matchup because Reese hasn't been very impressive on the UFC scene, and you know, same with Dumas. You know, he's came off the Daniel White Contender Series, and he's kind of just been a disappointment since. I mean, if they remake it, cool. Maybe it's what they do. But yeah, I mean, I have no hope. I did put my money on Dumas, but my pick was, I think it was on Zachary Reese. Actually, no, I flipped live. I think I flipped on the show and said Dumas on the show. Um,
I honestly, my main bet on this fight was it not starting round 3 or just not going the distance, but I think that still should have counted. But since it was a no contest, they pretty much just pushed that on my tickets.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. Next fight, we have Jesus Aguilar and Luis Garule. My pick in this one is Luis Garule. I thought he was going to
Yeah,
be a bit more of the dominant striker, and I was clearly wrong. The guy with the shortest reach and on the roster fucking just outclassed him, and you know, he just wanted it more. He came out hot in the first, kind of rode that momentum into the second. Second seemed like he was kind of starting to kind of turn on to Garule, and then third Aguilar just turned it back on. You know, got on his horse. He showed he has a good gas tank. I think Garule was just trying. I think
100%.
Garule in the first round was just trying to outlast it. Maybe he thought that Aguilar wasn't going to have that great of a gas tank. Turns out, you know, second round he kind of turned it into his favor, but third round came back around and he was the one getting outpaced again, and that was just because Gurley doesn't have a gas tank.
Yeah, I was right there with you with Luis Guerrero. I thought, you know, maybe he was gonna show a little bit of a better performance. I mean, he was still in that fight, but like you were saying, Aguilar just turned up the heat.
Yeah, yeah, good fight. Yeah, I like the Aguilar guy now for sure.
Yeah,
No,
what's crazy too, I don't mean to cut you
you're good.
off
I was
there,
saying
but
anything.
what's crazy is all the Hispanic fighters that were representing Mexico won on this fight card, and then the week prior, Paris, all the Paris fighters won on the card too.
Getting some good home representation.
Yeah, a little crazy streak going.
Yeah, home field
Maybe
advantage.
All the Australians are gonna win in Perth.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was going to be this week, but I'm excited for that one. That's next week, which we will talk about on Tuesday.
Yep, yep.
Um, yeah, let's move on. Next fight, we got the women's strawweight, Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. This was the title challenger eliminator fight, as far as I saw it. Uh, and yeah, it felt pretty one sided. Lemos, I think, stole the second. Tatiana Suarez at least got the first and third, at least how I saw it again. Uh,
Almost had her.
yeah,
Lemos almost had it.
yeah, she had her hurt. She had her hurt. Was that the second round or was that the third? I don't
I
remember.
think that was towards the end of the second round.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that exchange. I just don't remember what round it was. Uh, yeah, Suarez kind of just came in with that game plan I was talking about. She's just gonna be a heavy on her and just use her All American wrestling and just ride control time. And look at the control time. I mean, doesn't get any better than that for a wrestler. Um, I was kind of hoping she would get a submission here. Just because Lemos has been susceptible to the submission. She lost to Verna and lost to Mackenzie Dern, both fighting for the title by submission. Um, or no, she beat Dern. Wow. But she lost to Ginger Doba. That's what it was. I know she just lost to Ginger Doba stuff. Anyway, but yeah, it kind of just played out how I thought it was. just her being heavy, her being the bigger fighter. Um, and yeah, Lemos was a problem on the feet. Every time there was any exchanges on the feet, Tatiana Suarez just wanted to kind of just hold her against the cage and then, work a body lock down to a double and then, swap it out for a single. She was just the better grappler. And that was the advantage in this fight. She just kind of stopped any sort of striking Lemos had for her. So now as far as matchmaker goes, Suarez is probably up next for the title shot. Did they even give her an interview?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't remember her getting an interview.
A lot of these fights did not get an interview.
That's crazy.
Besides like Aguilar, I'm pretty sure Aguilar got one, but like yeah, this fight I think they just
Wow,
walked him off and then brought in the next one.
that is crazy. I didn't even realize that because this is a big fight for women's MMA. And if they want women's MMA to be as big as they want or as big as it can be, then like they need to get out here and interview, especially in like this kind of fight.
See,
Um,
that's another thing that's crazy is like now that you mention that, like yeah, this is a title eliminator, and they have this on the prelims,
mhm.
on the early prelims.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know how the matchmakers played it here, but it felt kind of silly to do that. Um, so I think Suarez is next. I think Lemos might get another fight. God, who would you give her? I don't even know. Maybe Rose. Rose would be a good fight.
Yeah, nah, I'm not sure.
Isn't Rose off?
Honestly,
Rose is off of a lot. No, she's off of a win now, isn't she? Because she beat Blanchfield, or was it Blanchfield? There's someone. I know she's off of a win though. But yeah. Anyway, move on.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't like name the women's in like certain division because like they be bouncing up and down a whole
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And I don't mean that in any way. I'm just saying like they be bouncing through the divisions, like
Yeah.
going,
Pause.
you know,
Pause. Z.
going through the weight classes. So I mean,
Next fight. This fight really pissed me off because I had a parlay of the prelim card, and this was my last leg. I had Claudio Puelas, and he had it. He had a 29-28 up until literally the last like 15 seconds of the third. Gets dropped, and that won the round because there wasn't a lot going on in the third, and that last exchange basically just swayed it in Silva's favor. So I was pretty pissed after that. Uh, just because of my little track record as far as betting has gone for the last couple of weeks of UFC. That was a really close win, and we didn't get her done. So that was kind of disappointing. But yeah, obviously my pick here was Puelas. He looked pretty decent on the feet, but he just wasn't getting the reactions that Silva was getting with the striking. Silva had the good front kicks, good teeps. He worked the body on Puelas, and that was kind of Puelas' problem before this was that he was kind of vulnerable to the body shots. Uh, but on the ground, he definitely was the better grappler. I mean, you can see it in the control time. You can see it in as far as the takedowns, even though 12 of them got stuffed. He was just the more active guy, but when you're not trying to win in the third and you're just trying to ride it to the scorecards, and the guy makes you pay for it, you kind of look like a dumbass on the other side of it.
for
And yeah,
sure.
Silva made him pay big time.
I ain't got nothing to say because I'm gonna be completely honest. At this point of the night, I passed out and I went and took a nap, and I woke up for the end of the Martinez fight and Diego versus Gene.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's all I got to say about this one. It was a okay fight, and then we got the featured prelim, which this should have been like your fucking prelim opener, if I'm honest with you. It kind of went in a sense the way that we thought it was gonna. I mean, it felt very low level, uh, but Dusko did get a submission in the first, which was very impressive for him. It was a good win, good bounce back. I think they might keep him. I mean, getting a finish on a guy like Medina. I mean, when he was a guy that got signed off the Dana White Contender Series for not, you know, for a loss because he looked like a fucking animal. And the announcers kind of talk about that. They were surprised that they even heard that he was signed off the Dana White Contender Series off of a loss. Uh, yeah, I mean it's back-to-back finishes for Medina, back-to-back finish losses. Lost to Gaudier before this, but it's his fourth loss in a row, so it's probably good riddance to him. Um, maybe we'll see him back down the road on the regional scene, but as far as it goes, I think that's it for here in the UFC. Dusko, I said he might stick around. He's off of a win, off of a good finish. Um, and yeah, it was kind of just a quick fight. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. It was just a good win for Dusko, and that's all I can say. Next fight we have Santiago Luna versus Kwang Lee. I don't even know who I said for in the show for this fight. Because I know I bet on Santiago Luna at the time. Uh,
I
it
think
could,
I went with Kwang Lee.
I think I went with Kwang Lee as well. But I flipped fight day because I saw his nickname was Border Boy and I thought that was
Mm.
fire. Being from Mexico and having a nickname like that, you're
He's
kind
only
of
like he's only like 21 too, isn't
he's
he?
super young. And I'm not gonna lie, he was fucking rocked in the first. Kwang Lee came out and kind of gave him a taste of the UFC pretty quick. Whether it was just because of the jitters Luna had, his defense didn't look too great in the first right off the rip, but he recovered and he came out and he got the win, knocked out your boy Kwang Lee, and yeah, he looks fun. As long as he keeps his defense about him, I think he could be a very fun fighter. That's 7 wins, 7 finishes for this guy. So he has potential. He's definitely a finisher. He's a young guy. He's gonna be a fun guy for the bantamweight division. I feel like.
That's crazy. 21 years old, 7-0 in all finishes.
Yeah, it says a lot about him. He's a good fighter. Good Mexican representation right there. Uh, Next fight we had Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. My pick in this one was Hernandez. I mean, he's off of a short notice, not even short notice, but he's on a short turnaround after his win over Chase Hooper via knockout. I just felt like he's just riding good momentum. Ferreira had a full camp preparing for Bobby Green, and then Bobby Green pulls out. Now you got to go back to fight camp again and prepare for Alexander Hernandez, who's kind of a whole different fighter in my opinion. Um, and yeah, it definitely worked in the favor of Hernandez. Uh, and it was kind of a pretty shit stoppage. It should have been stopped a lot quicker because Diego just got fucking his head bounced off the mat like five or six times
I, s-
after he was
I
already
did see
out.
that. I
Yeah,
did see that.
so it was a good win for Alexander Hernandez. He called out. Did he even have a call out? Fuck, I don't remember. I don't remember any of these fight interviews. I'd have to go back and watch them again. But he did. He did have a good win here. He looked a little scared through the first and most of the second until he started to find his confidence and find his rhythm. He was just scared of the power coming back, and that's understandable because a guy like Ferreira, he's 41, and he's got a lot of knockouts. He's knocked out some of the prospects that we thought were gonna be a problem, and yeah, he's just a scary guy. But Hernandez took care of business, got it done. This was a good win. What's next for Hernandez? If we're playing matchmaker, I don't know. I think he's still outside the top 15 for at least a little bit. Lightweight is a pretty heavy division. Maybe you give Hernandez give him Roofy because Roofy's off of a loss in the lightweight division. It'd be a weird fight. It'd be a weird stylistic fight, but I feel like it'd be a fun fight because of the
Oh,
circumstances. Rufi lost on the side of the rankings, and now he's kind of he's still outside the rankings, but Hernandez is on the surge. He's on what 2, 3 fight win streak. Let's see. Um,
you fight.
the 2 fight. No, he's on a 4 fight.
Oh,
So I
for
mean, yeah,
sure.
I think Rufi would be fun. I think it'd be a good fight. It kind of show us where he stands. Hernandez does have the wrestling in his back pocket, and when we see that's Rufi's weakness is the grappling. Obviously, we know he can stand and bang. So yeah, I think that'd be a fun matchmaker fight. Give him Rupee. Uh, Next fight we got big fatty who misses weight all the time, Kelvin Gastelum
Look,
versus
look at
Dustin
his, look at
Stoltzfus.
his.
Yeah, fuck him, bro. I
He's
I'm
hella fat.
I respect him for being a Hall of Famer, but I can't stand how this dude's still in the UFC. But we cut fucking Brian Battle for missing weight like 2 or 3 times when this guy in his career has missed like 5 or 6 fucking times. And his excuse is because he only had a month to lose weight. How heavy are you outside of camp that you have a problem getting down to fight weight? Like you gotta just be the most out of shape fucker to never be able to make weight a month out. It's pretty frustrating. It's just frustrating, bro. Like I think I picked Kelvin Gastelum, but then after the weigh-ins, I hold myself to a certain level of respect for guys when they can't make their fucking weight. And like, sure, I just talked about Brian Battle, but Brian Battle is an entertaining fighter, and when he does make weight and he puts on good performances, you gotta respect it. Kelvin Gastelum comes out, ever since the Izzy fight, he's been kind of getting his shit kicked in by guys like Pfeiffer and this is a fight that, I mean, maybe I was a biased better, but I didn't really feel like it was a 30-27 or like a clear 29-28 in favor of Kelvin. I feel like Destin, kind of had some good exchanges on the feet, and the numbers are a little closer than they show. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sure, Kelvin might have just won because he was the fucking heavier dude, and he maybe had a little bit more power behind his punches being the heavier guy because he didn't have to cut as much weight. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't really care what's next for Kelvin. I'm not even gonna play matchmaker with him. Maybe just feed him a fucking monster for all we know. I can't really think of any good middleweights. Maybe give him RoboCop. Let RoboCop take his head off.
That'd be a fun fight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's not really a future down the road for Kelvin. He's kind of just fighting just to fight, and I think he's kind of at that point. He knows he's at that point in his career. He already had his peak. When he was on his little title run. Now he's kind of just the journeyman fighter who is just fighting for paychecks. Um, yeah, who knows? I'm not very excited for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, moving on. Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon. This was a weird one. I picked Jared Gordon, but after the fight, or not after the fight, but before the fight, it was actually, I think it was fight day or it was the day before, he got hit by a car. And that's why he wore a knee brace, is because his knee was fucked up from something outside of his control. And yeah, he obviously was fighting this on,
Did not know that.
1.5 legs. Yeah, I didn't know either until I went on Twitter and he talked about it, and then Jared Gordon went and talked about it on his social media as well. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating knowing that after the fact, after bets and picks were placed. But it's kind of outside of your control. Yeah, Rafa Garcia got the win here, got the knockout. It was a great fight overall, though. This honestly was one of the fights of the night, in my opinion. It was a pretty fun back and forth brawl. And Rafa dropped him in the third, got him hurt, got him stuck on the ground, and finished him with some blows. Yeah, Rafa, 18-4. He's got a good record. Who knows what's next for him? Um, he's on a little bit of a win streak, I think, as well. I think he's on 2 in a row. He just beat Vince Pichel. Yeah, he lost to Grant Dawson. I don't know. I don't really know what's next for him. It's lightweight division again. He is on the smaller side for as far as like size goes for the lightweight division. He's definitely on the outside. Jared Gordon was kind of down the rankings a bit. I don't really know who you give him. Yeah, I don't know. This is one I'd have to look at because like I said, lightweight is just so full of fighters, even outside of the rankings. Like who knows where the hell guys stand. Um, yeah, hopefully Jared Gordon recovers well and gets back in there because he is a good fighter. His losses are, close losses, like that loss against Hapkaras.
He's pretty old though.
Yeah, he's 37. I think he's got a few more in him, as long as the UFC wants to keep him. I think he's a fun fighter. Think he offers a lot of value to these up and comers. Because he definitely is he can turn away. He almost did to Patty.
For sure. People say that Jared Gordon actually won that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on, we got the co-main. This was a short notice fight. This was, I think this was fight of the night. I could be wrong though. I think fight of the night actually went to Lopes and Silva, but this fight was insane. Uh, David Martinez got it done on the scorecards, and that was just so crazy to see. My pick on this was Font because Font has had the history of turning away some of the younger guys, and he has been the guy to like be the prove it guy. And
Hmm.
David Martinez proved it. He got it done. He was the cleaner striker. He had fucking over double the total strikes. Um, yeah, this was just a good boxing match, man. This felt like a good showcase for David Martinez because not only were you on a short notice guy, this is your second fight in the UFC, and you just came out and fought,
Someone like
and
Fawn.
you beat Rob Font on the scorecards, and you kind of handled business the way you should. And Rob Font is a top 10 bantamweight. So now what's next for David Martinez? Yeah, who knows, dude? I mean, I think he obviously deserves another top 10 fight. Um, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm sure it would be. God, who would it be, man? Maybe if they don't get that Sean O'Malley Song Yadong, maybe you get the Song Yadong fight for him. Or you get him like a guy like Cejudo if Cejudo is still around and fighting. There's a few bantamweights that are around, but yeah.
Give him Wellmaker.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's my bet. That
Wellmaker's bantamweight, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
okay.
he's got to fight Taporia.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Well, he's not gonna, but they were
But that's in the talks.
it was in the talks. Um, but yeah, no, I think Martinez. I think he definitely deserves, especially on a short notice fight. He definitely deserves another top 10 fight. Uh,
I think that would make sense. I mean, solidify it, for Martinez.
yeah, yeah. I think, like I said, I think Cejudo will be a fun one. Cejudo's kind of had a little bit of a loss, kind of holding up the top 10. Song Yadong was in his last fight, but they're talking about doing Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley. Piotr Yan is up next. Corey Sandhagen, Marab are fighting for the belt. Uh, God, who else is in there? Biggie's gone. Biggie went to lightweight. Aljo's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cejudo might be the one to answer this call here. I could be wrong. Maybe they just give him a top 15 guy. Just because it was short notice. We want to see you on a full camp against an actual top 15 guy. I think maybe they just felt like they did Rob on a disservice here. Um, but yeah, that's the co-main. Great win for David Martinez. Next fight, the main event. I didn't. As crazy as it was, I didn't watch a lot of this fight. I kind of had to watch back the highlights more than anything because I couldn't get it to stream on my phone. I was out and about with my fiance, um, so I didn't really get to watch much of it. We were going to celebrate my mom's birthday, but everything I heard was just bad news for the fighting nerds.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about, and I was actually waiting for this fight to talk about. And I really wished we could have seen Gene Silva go up against someone else before getting a big, before having this big of a jump in the rankings, fighting Diego Lopez, the number 2 contender, just fought Volkanovski. I mean, Gene, I think one thing I'll say about this though for sure is whoever has to fight these dudes next, I pray for you
Yeah.
because the fighting nerds, they are, first of all, they're Brazilian. Brazilians are very emotional when it comes to this shit. Um, and someone like Gene Silva, bro, you if you watch that fight, you cannot deny that if Gene Silva did not let his ego and his mindset that he has when it comes to fighting overcome him in that situation, and he was a little bit smarter, he wouldn't have gotten caught like that, and he would have probably put out Lopez because he was.
He was
as
hurting
the only
him.
the, the only reason why Lopez has more total strikes is because Silva made mistakes in the first round and Lopez was able to get a fucking full mount on top of Gene Silva and almost put him out. But Gene Silva is his placements with his striking, his angles, the way he fights, he most definitely could have won that fight, but his ego got ahead of him and he got caught lacking really bad. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
unfortunate.
like my bad,
You're
my
good.
bad.
You're good. I was just gonna say it's
Like
unfortunate month for the fighting nerds.
yeah, 100%. All three of them lost in the same month.
Yeah.
Um, Not all three of them practiced in a fight this month, but um,
No, yeah, three of them.
like I said,
Rufy, Kyle, and Gene.
I just wish Gene Silva just fought someone else because I wish someone would humble him. Honestly, as much as I love Gene Silva, as much as I love the way he carries himself and shit, you really do need a little bit of that humbling. And I feel like if he had fought someone like Josh Emmett, you know what I mean? Someone that he couldn't really put out, unless he had to like dig deep and actually fucking get in deep waters. You know what I mean? Because like you look at it, bro. Like all of Gene Silva's fights before Lopez, and not including the Contender Series, have been easy as fuck for Silva.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's what I'm like. That's what I'm getting at is like I feel like if Silva had met somebody else before this fight and just gotten a little bit like just gotten humbled just a little bit, he probably would have won this fight. His ego wouldn't have been in there in the cage with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about this fight. But another crazy fucking thing was Diego Lopez by knockout was plus 700. So if any of you snipe that, good on you because I most definitely had that in a couple of my tickets because when I saw that, that shit was just out of that. It's just bonkers that Lopez was plus 700 for the
Yeah,
knockout.
100%. Um,
But Lopez just showed levels in the fight. I mean, yeah, he was getting rocked by Silva, but the thing about this is that Lopez was able to keep his composure. He was able to, just stay calm in that fight, regardless the outcome. And like Gene Silva was just all over the place, bro. I mean, Silva was in such a fucking bad situation in first round with Lopez being right on his chest, his legs wrapped around his fucking rib cage, and Lopez is just hammering
12-6
down elbows.
elbows.
Yeah, bro, and Silva's just smiling at him. Like I love it. I love to see it, but nah, dude, that's not the right, that's not the right like level of IQ that you need or whatever, bro, that
Yeah.
you need in that situation,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, I mean, Lopez humbled him and he humbled him bad,
Yeah.
bad.
A well-deserved
So,
humbling.
yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was and when he landed that too, dude. I just saw the welt on fucking Silva's face right on his chin, and he just started gushing,
Yeah.
just gushing blood, bro. It was so bad,
Yeah. God, it's
and
kind of a shit feeling seeing your favorite fighters get knocked out, man. Now I understand how you felt with the Oliveira fight. Like watching Gene get knocked out, man. I'm just like,
yeah, dude.
man, I was super bummed out.
I
Um,
mean, that's the thing though, is like when it comes to this, when it comes to this type of like, breaking down these fights, you kind of have to leave that out,
yeah,
you know.
it's
But
tough.
as much as I love Silva, I had to go with him in this fight. And like I said, bro, he could have won this fight 100%.
Yeah.
He didn't let that ego get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got.
As far as matchmaker goes, uh, Diego Lopez, he just lost to Volkanovski for the title. I don't think I personally don't think he's next for the title shot. I think he needs one more fight against one more up and comer, one more guy who's on the surge, and that guy would probably be Aljamain Sterling. Um, Sterling has called him out and said that that would be the fight to make. Um, I think Movzar has got to be next, right after Lerone Murphy and Volk. I think Movzar has been there, even though he has been calling out of fights and has been, been a bit more of a nuisance as of late in the featherweight division. Um, for Gene Silva, you know what the fight I think they should make is Aaron Pico, Gene Silva.
Mm, yeah, yeah, that would be nice, but I would much rather see Silva fight in the rankings.
Pico, I think Pico's ranked, right? No, okay.
No.
Then
It's like the same. It's gonna be like the same thing with Kaya Sakura. You know, Kaya Sakura stepped in to fight Pantoja, then all of a sudden he's fighting fucking Tim Elliott. We're
yeah,
probably gonna see some shit like that with Pico. Honestly, who I would want to see Silva fight,
you said
maybe,
Elliot or you said Emmett.
yeah, maybe Josh Emmett. You know, that would be a fun fight because Emmett's a durable dude,
Yeah,
real durable dude. You know, and he's a real vet,
yeah.
and and he has fucking dangerous hands. So I mean, Josh Emmett's not a dude who would be like scared to fucking stand and bang with Gene Silva. Um, Diego though, I really want to see Diego versus Yair. I really want to see
Ooh,
versus Yair.
that is
That was
true.
the fight. That was the fight I anticipated for Noche.
Yeah,
Honestly, was
I didn't think
Yair
about that.
versus Lopez. But yeah, I would want to see Yair versus Lopez, and then the winner of that goes on to fight the winner of Murphy and Volkanovski. I don't think Mosvar should be fucking touching a title shot. I don't think he should be thinking about a title shot.
What do you think?
I think what Mosvar needs to do is he needs one more fight. He needs to prove himself in one more fight, and then I think he gets the title shot because l- exactly what everyone is saying was Leron Murphy stepped in, finished Pico, and stole Mosvar's shot.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
So I think Mosvar needs one more shot or one more fight before he even considers fighting for the belt.
The problem is like that top five is just so like it's just so
Yeah.
concentrated and it's so busy. Like all those guys, like they're all like kind of weird timing as far as like where they are as far as their fight camps and stuff. Like I said, we're talking about Lopez and Aljo, talking about Lopez and Yair, talking about Movsvar and whoever. Uh, it's kind of hard to play a matchmaker in the featherweight division because a lot of these guys are kind of up and ready, and
Hmm.
it just needs to happen. We need to see what's gonna happen with this title shot, and then we can kind of like maybe predict it a little more. Um, but it's just
No,
kind of crazy to see what's going on with it right now.
100%. Another fight I see happening is Pitbull versus Silva. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
What about Arnold Allen?
maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say that as
Because
well. I
he's
was
been
gonna say
inactive.
that
He's
as
been he's been
well.
out for a while. So
Yeah. Didn't he win his last fight? Yeah,
um,
against Chikadze.
yeah. Giga and David
Yeah,
Onama
that
are,
was.
are on the 15, but I think they're too far down for Gene Silva. I think it needs to be another like top 10 guy.
Yeah, I think Gene Silva versus Pitbull. I mean, how many times have we seen something like that happen as well?
Two dogs who are gonna
You
bark
know,
at each
where
other.
yeah, that that, but like we seen a dude who is, the high top 10, low top 15, and he jumps up high in the rankings, and then his next fight is a dude that's, either just one spot lower than him or a couple spots above him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, or a dude that's inactive like Arnold Allen. So
yeah,
I don't I don't know. I think they most definitely give Gene Silva someone in the top 10 though.
yeah.
Or someone closer to the top 10.
Yeah, it's hard to play
Lo-
matchmaker for sure with these guys.
Lopez though, Yair.
I,
I want to see Lopez versus
I
Yair.
I think that's definitely the fun fight to make, and it makes sense because Yair is off of a win against Pitbull, and we thought that that was going to be his title shot win there, but obviously they had other
Yeah,
plans.
I mean, you look back at that press conference when Lopez and Yair started going off at each other. Everyone thought that was going to be the next fight.
Yeah.
So I really want to see Lopez versus Yair.
Yeah, maybe that's next. But that is it for the recap, guys. This was a bit of a longer recap because we had a lot of fun matchmaking ideas for this one.
For
Um,
sure.
yeah, we forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, but if you are new to the channel or if you are a watcher who has not yet already, please leave a like, leave a comment, share the video with someone who is also interested in MMA, who might like what we have to say about these fighters. Maybe they're fans of the same guys we are. Yeah, just spread the good word of the Cozy
Yeah.
Boys MMA channel.
Yeah,
Uh,
we appreciate you guys. We do.
yeah, yeah, Cozy Talks could be back to dropping every Tuesday and dropping every Friday. We've just been really busy. Our schedules have been not lining up the way we were hoping, but we'll get on top of that and we'll make sure we get you guys the content that you deserve. With that being said, we will see you in the next one. As always, stay cozy.